Today I'm in Miami and I'm meeting with a young centenarian named Jack. He was born in Poland more than a century ago. Jack?
Yes, come on in.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Good.
I'm Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
I brought this for you. Do you know what it is?
No.
It's a laker.
A laker.
My grandma taught me.
My mother did that too. Every Friday.
Oh, yeah?
She was baking laker. Yeah.
Well, here you go.
Here you go.
And at least you can tell me if it tastes like the one your mom used to do.
Yeah.
Jack's been a widower for more than a decade after 65 years of a happy marriage to a fellow Holocaust survivor. It's not the best I made in my life.
No, it's good. It is delicious. That's me and my wife.
Uh-huh. What was your name's wife?
Sabina.
Sabina.
Yes.
Where was she from?
Poland, from my city.
Oh,
The same city.
You guys met when you were little?
Yes, yeah. I know her since we brought up together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jack remembers the violent anti-Semitism he faced as a teenager in Poland, where Jews were ostracized.
No more friends. I'm telling you, like they wouldn't even know that you existed them before. All of the kids, you was biking with them and playing soccer and being in school. And they didn't even want to see you anymore. People staying by stores with signs, don't buy by Jewish people. 8 days later, they burned up the synagogue.
You remember that day?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was pretty close to, in the evening, it pretty close to 5 o'clock. All see a flame. All of the Torahs, everything went finished.
In 1939, Jack and his family are forced to leave their home and move into the ghetto, where they witness the worst horrors.
They put on 5, 6, or more families in our house. Anybody goes out from the ghetto, from a Jew, it's going to be instantly killed on the spot. They liquidate a year later. They took all the babies and put them in a grave without bullets.
Alive in the grave?
Yes.
They would just throw them in the pit?
In the pit. If I said to you, like I would stay right now and look at it, they put it in the pit, and sometimes the mother with it, if she didn't want to give up the baby. And that's what had happened. Buried alive, yes. And you think, who did the graves to make out? The Jewish people did the graves.
So you had to dig your own graves?
We dig our own grave. That's what happened.
The Holocaust by bullets is raging. Hundreds of thousands of Jews are being shot. Jack manages to save his father once.
All of a sudden it come to me and I said to the guy, would you take me for this guy? And he picked me up like this, took me out, and he pushed my father back. When we come to the grave, and I said a word in Yiddish to the first guy, how about if before we get killed, we should grab him and fight with him. And the guy said, yes. When he went after his pistol, we got up and we grabbed him. And he started to holler, don't shoot. And we was fighting around, and it was close to the grave. He pushed us, a piece of sand come down with us, and we
You fell in the pit?
Fall all of them in this grave. I ran away, and the other guy didn't make it, and I went to the forest.
Jack hides in the forest for a month, but in the middle of winter, the conditions are too harsh, so he has to join a labor camp.
Went in, I know how to, I did it, and you know who it was? With my girl, what I used to go with Sabina.
Your wife? Your future wife?
My future wife. And she started to holler, Jack is alive, and that. And she come and hug me, and that. It was unbelievable.
As soon as he arrives, Jack is assaulted by Ukrainian guards.
In the middle of the night, he come. I picked up my head, and he took his gun, and he hit me in one side. The next morning,
With the gun? He hit you on the head?
Yeah. And the next day, I was picked to work, unload coals. What comes in with the trains. In Pionki, if you got ammunition, you need to have alcohol for ammunition to make. And people in the beginning find out it's alcohol, and you could steal some alcohol. When they find it, they hang them. And by hanging them, you have to go out, stay in the line, and not just watch. They picked a guy and they come up and said, you're gonna hang him. Couldn't say no. If you say no, they hang you too.
When the camp is about to be liquidated, Jack, his brother, and a few others decide to escape.
And I said to Sabina, did you want to go with me to the forest? She said, no, I got curly hairs and I don't know what to do. And she didn't.
So she didn't come with you?
No. I cut the wire. Nobody should be, hanged up or something, make a mistake from the top to the bottom. When I went over the railroad, got shot right away, and we lost right away one person. I went into late in the nighttime to a farmer into the barn. He got shovels. And later we went to the forest, and we made bunkers that people should go in to sleep. We put in trees on the top. We dig so deep that water come up from the ground down. Even it was with sand, but it was water.
They managed to survive 6 months in the forest, but Jack's brother is killed just before the liberation. Jack then decides to return to his hometown, hoping to find something or someone left.
When I got into Yedlinsk, and I got into my house, you couldn't believe it, what they knew me. They knew my parents. And I said, I don't want nothing. The only thing was I wanted.
Because some Polish people were living in there.
Yeah.
They just took your house?
They took my house. That they didn't even have that. But I come back and I said, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you for my house. I'm not going to throw you out or something. Probably the Poles will never give. That was in my mind. The Poles will never give back or something. But what I ask you, if you got pictures from my family.
Did they give you the pictures?
No, they didn't give nothing. What they said to me, if you listen to me, you don't want to be killed, leave Yedlinsk. Some Jewish people from our town, when he come to Yedlinsk, they cut his head off. Believe or not, a guy.
After the war?
After the war.
They just chopped his
head off. And the police helped them, the Polish.
He discovers that his entire family has been murdered, including his father.
I couldn't believe it in my life that my father would be killed the next time. I thought that I saved his life, but at least I saved one night that he lived more than one night the next time he was killed.
Jack reconnects with Sabina, who had miraculously survived Auschwitz.
I saw Sabina and I took her on and I gave her a hug. And I said, that's the most important thing what I see. One thing in my life, that a few more people survivors.
They marry, have their first child, and in 1950, they manage to emigrate to the United States. They have 2 more children and build a beautiful life. But despite this happiness, the traumas resurface at night.
I got nightmares my whole life. One time I got so mad I slept there. And she said, are you nuts? What happened? She waked me up. She said, what happened to
You
you?
didn't realize.
No. And I thought that I'm fighting. I am in the forest. Then I got a fight with a German. And, you know, that's all fighters never go over.
I almost feel like she was really the reason for you to live.
Yes, she was so kind. She never hated somebody. I would not be here.
If it wasn't
If
for
I
her.
wouldn't find her, I would not be here.
Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you. And sei mir gesinnt.
Thank you. Anything you need, call me.
Thank you.